Okay, tonight is a 50th wedding anniversary with 50 people. It's not far from the house, probably about 15-20 minutes. I'm leaving very early. But here's the checklist tonight. It's my lighting all charged up. It's my mixer rack loaded. Table with the laptop stand. Cart to haul everything. Cables to put everything together. Laptops are in the back seat. And I'm taking a leap of faith. My friend Buddy in Chicago swears by these Maui 5 goes for smaller events. So I'm going to bring them. And it's kind of a leap of faith on my part. I know they'll work fine. I've used them for 6 years for, things like ceremony and cocktail. Anything for outdoor use, they work great. 120 decibels. Everything in my brain says this should be just fine. But something in my gut says, oh, something new, scary. We'll see how it goes. Leap of faith. One of the reasons I left early is because I was trying to get ahead of the weather, but didn't leave early enough, I guess. I could get in pretty quick here. But this is the Renaissance. It's a converted office tower. I took insurance classes there a long time ago, but they've converted it to a hotel, so my first time here. Okay, I'm on the 12th floor, and there's awesome views, by the way. And this is the corner I'm going to be setting up in. Small room, so I feel better about bringing the smaller speakers now that I'm in this room. It is ugly out. Storms are coming in, and the elevator isn't very deep, so I got to do a short cart. I have to make 2 trips up to that 12th floor. The rain was coming in sideways at me. The only thing I need are the speaker bottoms. I got everything else on the short cart. Yeah, no 8-foot loads in here. Going the 4-foot. One more small load and I got it. Hopefully the weather has chilled out a little bit. Well, I found a parking spot. I'm loaded in. Going in here, way up there on the 12th floor. I'm sweaty. I'm cold. I'm hot. It's the weirdest weather in the world. Okay, set up. Maui 5s. Snape Maxis. That looks pretty nice. We're about 10 minutes from opening the door. Downtown's over there. You can barely see it in the haze, but it's over there. See the stadium over there. Kind of my neighborhood, but it's so cloudy and hazy. Might look better tonight. In the planning meeting, we had it worked out where dinner was going to start at about 7:45. I show up at 7:30, 7:45, and it was going to go to... Didn't quite go that long. We broke tables down and they started dancing. Actually, probably about 9:20. They had food stations out. Started out with the first song, then had open dancing for everybody. Started out with some slow stuff, and then jumped into some party classics. I stuck to the playlist they gave me pretty tight. I played around what she really liked, and it worked out real well. I don't know if there were 50 people there, but you got to consider that a lot of these folks are older. Of course, their kids are there and such, but you can't push older people too hard. He had a bad back, she's got a bad knee, but they still got up and danced an awful lot. So I was throwing on slow songs where I could just to cool them off. There were plenty of them on the list. He was into things like Pink Floyd and Genesis and the Beatles. I took care of a lot of that during dinner, but I did put a lot of that into dancing as well. And so something that Phil Collins said was like, are they going to dance to that? He did. I put on That's All later on in the night, and he was moving around like crazy. And again, this guy had a bad back, and it was late in the night, but he was still really enjoying himself. About the Maui 5 goes. They worked just fine. The crowd really liked them. I got a lot of compliments on the fact that it wasn't too loud, but it was full, and everybody could hear it. Personally, I'm sitting here thinking, I wish I had some more aggressive highs. These just don't punch through like I'd like them to, with a lot of conversation going on in the room. But again, the audience thought it was perfect. The client thought it was perfect. No one complained about volume or anything like that. Everybody had a good time. When I was in the planning meeting, we talked about songs and we talked about times and all this stuff. And I gave them a price, and the daughter was there and the mother was there. The daughter said, yeah, that sounds about right. And the mom really bolted on it. Oh my, why so much? I didn't give it away. It was a fair price, but it wasn't astronomically high. I didn't inflate it. So I looked at the mom and I said, listen, I know it sounds like a lot of money, but I promise you I'll take care of you. I'm going to have your music there. It's not going to be too loud. You're going to be able to have conversations and still hear the music. The lighting is going to look nice. I'm going to be there on time. I'm going to do exactly what you want me to do. I promise you I'll take care of you. And that's when she agreed to the price. And I delivered. And she made the comments at the end of how everything was exactly like I told her it would be. So that made me feel good. You know, that at least she got what she wanted. And we're talking about somebody who's in their 70s. And I give them a 2024 price on a Saturday night DJ the day before Cinco de Mayo. And she was happy with everything that I did that night. The sound, the lighting, the whole bit. Super nice people. They danced until probably a little after 11 o'clock. We wrapped it up probably about 11:20. We didn't go fully to midnight, but they didn't expect to. They thought it was going to be over by 10:30. It went a little longer. They were having fun. That rain was crazy. I didn't video it because I was struggling trying to get my equipment in, and the wind was blowing my ProVent table off of my cart onto the ground. Everybody was trying to get under the overhang of the hotel, but it didn't matter because it was coming in sideways from the west. I was soaked. The equipment was soaked. I had a bar towel that I had to grab from the hall and wipe all the stuff down. But I was there super early. I was there, I think, an hour and a half before I was scheduled to come in for load-in, which gave everything time to dry off and gave me time to kind of dry off myself because I had to dry off. I was soaked and my hair was crazy. But yeah, it went real well. Went fine. And it was a pleasure working with these folks. It was everything from Musica Latina. They're from Argentina. So there was some of that, but then there was a lot of classic rock, and there was Engelbert Humperdinck. I downloaded like 4 or 5 Engelbert Humperdinck songs. I played all of them. Like I said, I tried to play off of their playlist as much as possible. I didn't take too many liberties. Took a few, but not too many. I was just trying to make sense of their playlist, and you know what? It worked. It worked really well. So anyway, that's the gig log. Thanks for watching. I'm recovering today, a little stiff. Very noisy upstairs. I apologize for that. Walking around, dogs barking. But you know what? Welcome to my house. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.